I tell you, self-care edition. How are you today? The 20th of November. Tell me about your day and what you, but especially you, I see you, are grateful for. Tell me about it. I got all my screens up correctly tonight. Tell me what is going on in your world. On this colder 20th of November, we're 2/3 of the way through. We're making a mad dash to Thanksgiving. We are. And I am grateful to have you all here tonight. What is going on in your world? What are you grateful for? Tell me about it. Grateful I got to read the paper today. I haven't read the paper in a while. I haven't had time to sit down and just have a lazy Sunday afternoon to read the paper. Granted, we had no power, so that made it easier to sit down and read the paper. Hey, Carrie, how are you? How are you tonight? Great to have you here live. Hope all is well in Florida. I noticed the other day they finally got that Artemis 1 mission off. That was supposed to happen months ago. But and I thought of you when I read that. But yes, I actually got to read the paper today. That was so weird. Happy Sunday, Kim. Happy Self-Care Sunday. Great to have you here live tonight. Great to have everybody here. I can't believe it is already this Sunday night already. Although Cassandra was confused last night. She's like, "You got to go do your show. It's 8:00. You got to go get on there." I'm like, "It's Saturday." Hey, Kitty, how are you? Good to have you here tonight, live. I hope all is well in Illinois. What are you grateful for tonight? I'm about 3/4 of the way through replying to your email. I started it when we lost power, and I continued it, and now I'm live. And my goal is to finish it after we're done being live tonight. That is my goal, Kitty. Hashtag goals. You know, what can I say? We all gotta have them. If I aim at nothing, I'm bound to hit it. But I do have the goal of finishing that tonight. And do apologize for not replying to the text. But I tell you this in the email. People text me, people instant message me, and that's like a awful thing. It's not awful because I love hearing from people, but I can't control where I save so that I can reply to it later. Because I usually, when I get the message, can't reply to it if it requires more than a yes or a no. And then I lose track of it because 100 other people have texted me or messaged me. So I blame it on technology that I haven't gotten back to you, but ultimately it's my fault. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Both Facebook and YouTube. And if you have any problems with Facebook, hop on over to YouTube. I am right there. Cassandra's got the link there. Yes, I've been trying to remind people, send an email. Neil, Neil, at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale. I do get them all. I do reply to them all. Sometimes it takes me a little bit, but I do reply to them all because I can stack them. I can coordinate it and I can see them all. I try to get to as small an inbox as possible, but at least there I can see them all and not lose track of them. So that is why I use that so that I don't lose track of responding, because I feel bad. I feel bad when I lose track of it. But you know, I mean, it's funny the way. And partly it's the way my mind works. I deal with something and I move on. And so I forget about it. It could have been, you know, I could have just forged world peace. Okay. I don't do anything that important, but that could have been what I did. And, you know, I just move on to the next thing in front of me, the next thing that's on my list. And so I check it off and it drops off and I'm done. And, you know, the email allows me to do that. It's all good. It's all good. Let's get started tonight with the Stay Positive book. The Stay Positive book is where we start every night. That is where we start. Tonight we are on page 158. Praise others instead of complaining about what others are doing wrong. Start focusing on what they're doing right. Praise them and watch as they create more success as a result. Of course, point out their mistakes so they can learn and grow, but make sure you give 3 times as much praise as criticism. That is the truth. If you want to develop people, and we are in the people business. Hang on one second. Grateful my staff completely handled our week-long holiday sale when I went home sick Monday. Never went back. I'm glad you're feeling better, Kim, but team is everything, and that is what that's about. And oftentimes I talk about it as you're developing people. If there's somebody you want to develop, okay, if you have no intention of developing them, well, one, you're wasting your time complaining about them. You just need to move on. You're wasting your time and energy on that. But the communication strategy I talk about is the compliment sandwich. Okay, it's like an Oreo. Okay, except for the good stuff's on the end. So the good stuff's the cookie, the outer cookie, not the cream filling, not the double stuff. Okay, and so that is a good Stay Positive message, because it does. If you want to develop people, you have to remind them what they did good, work on the middle on what you want them to improve, and then end with something else that they're doing good. The compliment sandwich is what I call it. It's another way for an Oreo, but it is how you it is what you need to do. So I mean, to develop people, and developing people is really the business we're in. It doesn't matter what we sell. What we sell is just, I don't want to say irrelevant, but that doesn't matter. How we make people feel, both as customers, as suppliers to your store, and the people that work for you, is truly where it's at. And as we think of things to be grateful and thankful for this holiday season, as we head into Thanksgiving, it is literally days to remember to give thanks, and days to remember to connect and do. And how we improve others' lives. So it is an incredibly important time, and incredibly important ways of doing that. And the more appreciation we can show, and many of you have heard my stories. Younger me didn't fully understand that. Young me didn't understand that we're in the people development business. And if you make people better, they will make your business better. Think about that for a second. If you make people better, they will make your business better. Boom, drop the mic. Boom, drop the mic. If you make people better, they will make your business better. I got a lot to talk about tonight, as I always do. I never have a lack of, I don't know what I'll talk about tonight. Well, I do. I mean, 5 minutes ago, if Cassandra asked me what I'm going to talk about tonight, I probably said, I don't know. I got to figure that out. But I always have plenty to talk about. But it's Sunday night, so I do have Sunday night trivia, because Sunday night trivia is just fun. 3 of these stories are real, and 1 is most definitely not. Can you spot the fake story? Spot the fake story. Only 1 of these is fake. Burger King in France sent its customers mean texts as part of a campaign to raise awareness against bullying. Oatly has launched a Thanksgiving emotional support hotline for plant-based eaters. Coors Light has introduced a new nail polish that changes color if your beer is sufficiently cold. I thought the can was supposed to do that. Beyond Meat is selling an all-in-one plant-based turkey that comes with mashed potatoes, mulled wine, and pumpkin pie, all blended together. Which of those is the fake story? Did Burger King in France send its customer mean texts as part of a campaign to raise awareness against bullying? Did Oatly launch a Thanksgiving emotional support hotline for plant-based eaters? Did Coors Light introduce a new nail polish that changes color if your beer is sufficiently cold? Or did Beyond Meat sell an all-in-one plant-based turkey that comes with mashed potatoes, mulled wine, and pumpkin pie all blended together? Oh, say no. Only one of those is fake. Did you guys spot it? I'm gonna break down this week's economic news because there's a lot going on in it, and I tell you this from the perspective of, I tell you all the time to limit your news content. I tell you all the time that to limit your news content, and this time of year, you can't have, as we make a mad dash to the end of the year, you can put yourself in the point where you have an amazing year, or you can put yourself in the head game of what the media says. I hope the last one is all right. We've got two guesses. We got Coors Light. No, Kitty, you can get, just like on the old cans, now they have nail polish, so you know if your beer is sufficiently cold. And I know you're a Coors Light fan, so now you can have nail polish that changes color if your beer is sufficiently cold. And Kim, you are correct. Beyond Meat is not selling an all-in-one plant-based turkey that comes with mashed potatoes, mulled wine, and pumpkin pie all blended together, because that is just gross. Your can still, well, now your can and your nail polish can change colors. Your can and your nail polish can both change colors together. I went for craft gin tonight, local gin, which is actually a very nice gin. So that is what I went with tonight. So, you're going to hear so many economic reports and so many statements of good and bad in this economy, and especially as we head into the holiday season. And you're going to hear things about inflation, and you're going to hear about retail is dead. You're going to hear about nothing good. The news media does nothing good. Okay, talks about nothing good. I can't stress that enough. They don't know how to find the good in it. Go stronger. Add a little bit of scotch or bourbon to that tea. Ben's got some around, Laurel. I know Ben's got some bourbon around. Have him add a little bourbon to that, and your tea, that will cure all your ills. You don't even need to have the nail polish on to know if it's the right temperature. So just to give that, I want to talk about what's bourbon, lemon, and honey last night. Yes, that cures all. It does cure all, Laurel. I love it. I'm on the gin tonight. We're having a no buy alcohol November. No buy alcohol November. We're drinking through all our good bottles this November, and not buying any new this November. So we're drinking through whatever's in the house to November. And so I had this bottle of gin that, why save it for a special day? Every day is special. Every day we have on this great earth is a special day. So that. So I wanted to share, the news reports from the perspective of the headline to reality, and what's really going on out there. And so you don't get depressed with it, and the last one I share will really, or maybe it's the second one, will really have it, Jeff Bezos, Amazon dude, sporting a nice haircut there, says consumers should hang on to their money and avoid major purchases. Don't make major purchases. The head of Amazon says make small purchases, don't make any major purchases. And quite honestly, part of that advice is good all the time. Hang on to cash, have cash. Okay, a little easier to say if you're one of the richest men on the planet. Okay, but cash is always king. Cash is always king. So having cash and not borrowing money. And again, I've had several conversations in the last week about easy borrowing but expensive borrowing. And I've talked about this before. I've talked about it before, that easy doesn't mean cheap. Easy does not mean cheap, okay? And so the loans, give Dolly Parton $100 million. Well, hey, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it wasn't that Johnny Carson's thing. I'll give a year's salary if I can look under her shirt or something he did during a broadcast. I remember that interview when he had her on her show. Maybe $100 million. That's what. No, but I think he did it. He did give $100 million to Dolly's research. She's done a lot of good work. Dolly's done a lot of good work. But cash is king. So the bad loans that are out there, and there's a lot of them, and there are in business, for business loans, a couple of the worst are the PayPal and Square loans. PayPal, Shopify, eBay, Square, they will all give you advanced loans that are really easy. You just click and the money's in your bank account like the next day, same day, next day. And they're no interest, and they just take a little bit of your daily sales. Well, that eats away your cash, which cash is king, okay? It's taking away from the future, and it takes it away at a very expensive price. And I actually have some of the percentages. On the consumer side, the Pay in 4 does that. The extended payments of Affirm, Klarna, etc., do that. And they do it really poorly. That eat up their cash flow. And you miss a payment with those, and you're stuck with the interest. So Affirm, which is what does Shopify payments, and the others are raising their rates to stay competitive. If you miss your payments on it, they're raising the annual percentage rate by 20%. They're raising it from 30% to 36%. Affirm is. Okay, the middle of starting 2 days ago, they raised it, and all the others, the Sezzles, the Shop Pays, and everything else are raising that. So it just eats away at your future cash flow. So cash is king. So I'm not saying avoid major purchases. We as a business are making strategic investments in our business. We've done a lot of that this year and continue to plan that to grow our business next year. So making investments in your business is good. Covering your business in debt, bad. So I share that with it. So, the right strategic investments, but just buying for the sake of buying, wrong. And certainly not something you should do. But don't take the easy money. Even if you need money, if you needed money for some reason, I want to talk to you so that we can work on why you need money and getting you out of that position and getting you out of that cycle. But the easy money of the PayPals, the PayPal loans, business loans, the Shopify business loans that they tell you will help grow your business, the eBay loans, the Square loans, any of those that you can just click and have the money, those are extremely expensive. And the interest is all front loaded. So even if you paid it off quicker, you're not ahead of the game. And it really tightens your belt. I could tighten my belt here. Tightens your belt because it restricts your future cash flow. The house always wins. The house always wins. So easy does not mean good. So that's one story. TJ Maxx posts a mixed quarter and names a new CFO, where their revenue experienced a slight decline amid declining sales. Declining sales at TJX. Well, declining TJX is very diversified, okay? And their declining sales were at Home Goods, okay? And total sales chain-wide fell 2%, but sales fell 16% at Home Goods and rose 3% at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So 16% decline in home decor, okay, and 3% rise in clothing and accessories. So which story did they want to tell? The end of the world, the sky is falling. If you follow the headline, the sky is falling. If you read the details, which I know, Americans aren't into the details. Things aren't that bad. Obviously 16% is significant in home decor, but it's also coming off of record highs in home decor. I mean, off the chart record highs as people were stuck at home and spent money on their home. As people have spent money on experiences and getting out of their houses and restaurants and things, they are spending less on their homes. It is not a big surprise. Okay, you don't have to be an economic genie to understand that that's what's happening. Okay, but people are spending on clothes and accessories, and so that is good. So when you move beyond the headline, it's not so bad. October retail sales, consumers kept on spending. Online and non-store sales were up 1.2%. Garden stores and building materials up 1.1%. Clothing and clothing accessory stores were flat. General merchandise stores were down 0.2%. And electronics and appliance stores were down 0.3%. But they were up. Overall retail was up 1.3% from September. Not a bad thing. The American consumer, the resilience of the American consumer is astonishing. Yes, credit card debt is up, but old habits die hard. Okay, or consumer debt as a whole is up. And that's to be expected with inflation. Right, you're getting some great home decor in right now, Kitty, as they bought too much, and we're hearing that around. That I was out with one of my friends was it only last week that I saw him? I was out at a meeting with him and had lunch, and he owns one of the oldest continuously operated furniture store in the country, and I was saying, you have a lot more in stock than you did a year ago. And he's like, yes, I do. He has a lot more in stock, ready for immediate delivery, than they did before. So they are sitting on a lot of inventory. And they need to move it. But people are buying. People are buying. We see that. One of the things we've been selling a lot more of in home decor, just in our own home decor, is dish sets. I mean, we always sell more this time of year, but dish set sales are up. So people are planning for more entertaining for the holidays. I say it's always that thing that somebody does once. They host Thanksgiving, or they do it, and they host that once. but I thought the best truth in advertising was Macy's quarterly report. Macy's, you know, was ahead of Wall Street expectations. They increased their earnings guidance, and the biggest thing that Macy's said that where they were, okay, is that their holiday inventory is fresh. Okay, that they don't have last year's holiday inventory. Um, and they received, are hitting their numbers all over the place. Uh, and one of the trends that they saw heading into November was they did see a dip, and we have seen this with stores that Angie and I work with. We've seen this around the country. Okay, where from like mid late October and through the first half of November, there was a sales dip. Okay, and unseasonably warm temperatures affected that. Unseasonably warm. I had a lot of people concerned the beginning of November, and unseasonably warm temperatures, and the sales dip, hadn't been made up fully in some areas by mid-month, but the trend started to reverse starting Veterans Day weekend for a lot of stores. Okay, because people were buying it, and it's really reversed this past weekend. Okay, as in lots of parts of the country, they may have seen a flurry. Buffalo got buried in snow, which is an extreme example. But you had cooler temperatures. I mean, today here it was sunny, but it was windy, so it was cold. It felt cold today. There was probably legitimately a wind chill today. I don't know that I heard what it was because we had no power all afternoon. But having fresh inventory, getting fresh inventory to the floor, which has been a huge project for us and something we have worked very hard on. Keeping your stores fresh with fresh inventory, fresh in whatever you're selling, home decor, fashion, accessories, keeping it fresh and fun is the key to success. And Macy's has had that as part of their goals. And they're, in the last quarter, they did over $5 billion in sales and made a profit, 100 on 5 billion, just to keep things, because margins are small. And I talked about this. I was last week, if you remember, midweek. This is why I wasn't on last week, Wednesday. I was in Washington, D.C., and I met with some senators and congressmen and everything. And the real purpose of our visit was to pump the Credit Card Competition Act, which would allow greater competition in the processing of credit cards, bringing the price of processing down. And, a big part of that is margins in retail are not big. Margins in banking are, okay? Average bank and MasterCard, Visa have profit margins over 30%, between 30 and 50%. The average retailer works between 1 and 10%, okay, for profit, bottom line profit. And looking at Macy's, okay, Macy's profit, okay, was $108 million. $108 million, and that sounds like a lot of money, okay, $108 million in income, okay, but that is on $5 billion in sales. So they make millions by selling billions. Okay. 1/10 of a billion, 10% of a billion, they had to sell $5 billion. That's where we get down to a profit margin of 1%. So that is why, retail margins are small when you get through everything else. But it is an incredible things that we can do for our communities, incredible things that we can do for our lives of our team members and and for our families. And that is why retailers come and do this day in and day out. And so But there are great things to be had, but it is keeping it out of the weeds, keeping your head fresh, okay, and staying focused on the positive. Because if you think positive thoughts, you get positive results. If you believe in the positive, you will get positive results. Have you seen ThreadUp's holiday promotion? ThreadUp has dropped a recycled holiday collection. A recycled holiday collection with Fran Drescher from The Nanny. They have dropped a whole collection of merchandise on their site in the recycled collection for recycled holidays. And you can take real inspiration from what ThreadUp is doing, okay, in their promotion here with Fran, okay, to make that happen, okay, because people are looking for that. They're looking for ways to stretch their budget, to get more with less, okay, to make their dollar go further, especially in areas of the country where they've already seen their heating or electric bills rise dramatically. So, I mean, those are things that hit them. So if you can hit them with a recycled or unique holiday experience, if you haven't done your, if you're scratching your head and like, oh my God, next weekend is Small Business Saturday and Black Friday and Secondhand Sunday and Cyber Monday, and like, what the heck am I gonna do? 60% off at ThreadUp for Black Friday. That is a lot. But the nice thing with them is, Kitty, is they can adjust their prices like the airlines and everything on the fly. They can say everything is 30% more. But ThreadUp, you got to remember that ThreadUp, of all the online players, the Poshmarks, the ThreadUps, the Mercaris, all of them, ThreadUp is the most likely one to eventually reach profitability, okay, because they do pay their suppliers squat, okay. If you ever send something to ThreadUp, you get this little bit of money because the postage to ship them stuff costs money, the sorting costs money, the photography costs money, the shipping costs money. Everything, all this stuff to run their business costs money, and so they pay their consignor squat because of all that, and rightfully so, because it does really cost, and they're trying to make a profit, not just live off of Wall Street money. They have the best chance, although I wouldn't give them 100% chance. All right. I love it that you're getting your promotions and emails together. If you need a quick one, a gift card, if you have nothing and you're just like realizing it, a gift card promotion is always good. Buy a gift card, get an extra gift, limited time gift card. Maybe that's good only in January. Is always a good promo. We're giving free gift with purchase in our stores. Cassandra's bought a bunch of jewelry and has that to give away. We have snacks all weekend. We went the route, Cassandra went the route with pre-wrapped snacks versus a cookie tray or things like that. But we have beverages and snacks all weekend, but they're all, she hit the wholesale clubs and or the warehouse clubs and got all things that are pre-wrapped, just so that we're not dealing with it. And especially in kids, where we deal with kids where they could like to grab everything anyways. I know some people, different parts of the country are still very different with where they are on having food out and things. So, but that is the way we went with it. But Christmas is coming. The holidays are coming. Enjoy them. Don't stress over them. Have fun with them. Have fun with your customers. Be merry. Be merry. We joke that, well, we don't joke because it probably is, This is the Neil, the Holliest Jolly Neil of the year. You have the Holliest Jolly Neil of the year this time of year. So get out there and make it happen. Don't wait for it to happen for you. Get the news media out of your head. This is going to be an amazing season, a holiday season to remember, and own it. Make it happen. Make it happen, people. You know what else you can make happen? This video and everything I talk about, goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, and of course you can ring that bell. Ring it so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody grow their business into 2023. Yes, we can. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday, although I will not be here this coming Wednesday for the holiday. I got my sister coming and my great-nephew, not just my nephew, my great-nephew, coming to our house on Wednesday. So I will be with them, but I will be back next Sunday for a secondhand Sunday wrap-up. I will be here. But if you have a question, you can email me just like Kitty did today. Neil, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. Neil at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every day with the Stay Positive book. Yes, we do. Tonight's Stay Positive book, we are on page 158. Praise others instead of complaining about what others are doing wrong. Start focusing on what they're doing right. Praise them and watch as they create more success as a result. Of course, point out their mistakes so they can learn and grow, but make sure you give them 3 times as much praise as criticism. The world tries to define you by the mistakes of your past, but history defines you by how you responded, how you learned and improved, how you made amends, how you persevered, and what you accomplished afterwards. Don't get stuck thinking that your life can't and won't change for the better. Don't go through life focusing on your problems with your head down. Instead, keep your eyes open and your head up. Be open to new possibilities. Be kind to people. Take action. Believe that something great is coming your way. Maintain hope. Believe in what is possible. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a Thanksgiving for all of us. Until then, and until we party again, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you next week. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. And it's time for dessert.